Good morning, e-commerce sellers and partners. We are live from the financial district of Miami. We have brought the show on the road this week. Welcome to Payability's very own guest expert video series, where we bring on the brightest minds in the industry to shed light to our audience on emerging trends and tools that will give you the resources to grow your business to the next level in 2022. I am honored to be joined by Priyanka Bohra, the Director of Marketing and Business Partnerships at SellerApp. Priyanka, just for a little bit of context, we had the pleasure of meeting a couple of weeks ago, which was very exciting. She flew all the way in from India to spend time with some of our respective partners in New York City. So, Priyanka, welcome.
Thank you. It's great being here and doing this together, Jack.
Yeah, absolutely, and lovely to have you. So I guess to get things kicked off, would love for you to give a little bit of an introduction on yourself and SellerApp before we dive a little deeper into today's topic of how Amazon sellers can strategically leverage different technologies to effectively scale.
Sure. I have 10 years worth of global experience. I've worked in countries like Singapore, Dubai, and then recently before moving to India and the United States as well. So I've always through and through been, I've done my graduation in investment banking and wealth management, MBA in finance, and then I moved on to working with Prudential in Singapore, then Dubai. In the US, I was with Morgan Stanley, and then right before moving back, as I said, with TD Ameritrade as a senior financial consultant. So 8 out of those 10 years, I have been in finance, and I've recently transitioned into digital marketing. I headed a company. I was the CEO of Opal Marketing and Advertising. So it's a more of a traditional marketing firm, but we went digital. So all the content creation, campaigns, advertisements, social media was all under my bucket. And here too, with SellerApp, I am Director of Marketing and Business Partnerships, and I head the partnership domain here. I work with partners like Jack here with Payability, and really heading that. It's been great so far, so good. So
yeah, well, quite the background you had. I didn't realize that you were a CEO yourself. That must have been. I mean, look, I learned something new every day. That's amazing.
Right.
But nevertheless, here you are today at SellerApp, and in this very very constantly just evolving Amazon and just e-commerce landscape. What a year 2021 was for the industry at large, and I can't speak for you, but I'm very excited to see how the rest of 2022 shakes out. We saw supply chain bottlenecks that brought lots of sellers and e-commerce business owners into a panic. We saw record numbers of VC and PE funding being deployed into the Amazon aggregator business to the tune of about $14 billion, and another $1 million plus new sellers came into the market. So as I mentioned, I want to pick your brain apart about the importance of automation and how it really benefits Amazon sellers to again achieving scale. So again, we've seen this large boost in popularity in the last couple of years. Now that we're in 2022, Priyanka, what are some of the key e-commerce trends that sellers should look out for the remainder of this year?
Sure. As you rightly said, right, Jack, 2021 was Amazon's year, and like every great year, they've had their shares of pitfalls, highs and lows. However, the way Amazon really braved the pitfalls that made 2021 a phenomenal year for them and really defined their stand in the global e-commerce marketplace. They really came out more successful than ever before, and this has really reflected in their overall sales, which has gone up over $450 million. So there's really been an increase in that number of online sellers and shoppers worldwide. And no doubt the pandemic has definitely given a more powerful boost to this increase in digital adoption. So with that, I think, when you ask me about the key e-commerce trends, I would say, it means that technologically surrounding Amazon really have also grown by leaps and bounds. So as machine learning technology becomes really more sophisticated, brands will begin to leverage AI and automation to enhance the customer experience. With the voice e-commerce sales predicted to reach about 19.4 million by 2023, we'll see businesses continue to incorporate a lot of voice shopping to make it even more simpler for customers to buy product. I would say conversational shopping can really help you interact with your customers in real time. You know, customers also want the option to choose their preferred way of payment method during their checkout process. So I feel
Yes.
businesses that really diversify their payment technology are really more likely to really build trust, reduce their cart abandonment, and also encourage shoppers to spend more. Another very important aspect that I would think would be the omni-channel would really continue to expand in 2022. Today, shoppers really value convenience over anything else. So an omni-channel approach really provides that convenience by creating seamless integration experience, whether customers are shopping on a desktop or a mobile, browsing for items on a smartphone, picking items via click, and really collecting services in a physical store. So I would say, yeah, I mean, to stay ahead, the business really needs to create an easy and engaging experience for mobile shoppers as well. It will keep your customers, you know, coming back to your business and really ensuring that your sales continue to grow and for years to come. So yeah, these are
Yeah.
some of the points that I really feel.
I think that point you made about, cart abandonment is super important, especially on, these digital platforms and marketplaces, like Amazon and Shopify. One of the things that, these entrepreneurs are constantly trying to figure out is how can we, limit the amount of friction in the checkout process, as you mentioned, to
Right.
increase ROI and really leave no dollars in regards to transactions left behind. There's a reason
Right.
somebody puts an item in their cart. They may discover through their buying experience that something is, they might have found a better option through a deeper dive. But I mean, look, I'm guilty of it. I've left stuff in my cart too. It's not because I didn't end up buying it, but it was just because we're all busy individuals, get tied up
Yeah.
in one thing or another. And I think you're spot on. I think once you solve this issue of, you know, converting on the goods that are left in the cart for X amount of period of time and create automation around that, you're going to see much greater conversion and
Absolutely.
much improved bottom line for the business. So,
Right. And as you mentioned, right, payment technology. So, I mean, I think having more like interest-free financing solutions like buy now, pay later sort of a thing,
mhm.
or just like one click, payment options will really continue to grow in popularity and really appeal to shoppers looking for more flexibility with their online shopping. So that would go a long way, I would think.
No, and Priyanka, those are wonderful insights and definitely trends to look out for. And I'll make sure to circulate those with my team because I think that's super important. This is again, the overall goal of this, is to keep this as conversational as possible to the viewers out there. But I gotta say, this question and specific topic really is the most exciting, I think, of today.
Yeah.
So a lot of entrepreneurs and brands, Priyanka, are moving to the e-commerce space, again, realizing the potential it holds, not to mention the huge profit opportunities and comparatively low barrier of entry. As e-commerce marketplaces like Amazon are getting crowded and competitive, why does technology, specifically e-commerce growth enablers, play such a prominent role?
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good question, Jack. And, I mean, with the 2020 e-commerce growth, the rate estimates really range from 16%, according to Statistica, about 19%, according to Oberlo, and even like eMarketer states it about at 27.6%. So whatever figures that you might have favor, it's really clear that e-commerce remains largely unscathed by the pandemic. It's really been that pandemic recession proof, so to speak, and the colossal growth rate with more and more ample space for a lot of new players entering into the e-commerce space is really where all the industry, action is going to be for a long time coming. So if these preposterous numbers are really making you itch and get into the e-commerce arena, then you really need technology and software that enables your growth. And the trick to really making it big, particularly on Amazon, is to really know your strengths and weaknesses. Your product might be launched well or even selling well, but to make sure that it really succeeds among the other horde of competitors or the sea of competition that you really face on Amazon, you really need information and data that not only tells you about your own product, but also about your competition. So even all the bigger brands, they constantly keep a tab on their rivals to make sure that they stay ahead of the competition, they're ahead of the curve, and the competition is tough, right? So I would think e-commerce, even in 2022 and the years to come, is a fiercely competitive environment. So you want to make sure you're using the best Amazon seller tools to help you give your business that competitive edge. They can really help you at every stage of your Amazon journey, of your customer life cycle, from sourcing products to winning the buy box, and really providing that first-class customer service will really make your life easier and help you focusing on building your business. So yeah, I think that's some things to look out for. And there are so many tools available.
Oh, well, yeah, it's funny. It's like, and the joke is, for companies like Payability.
SellerApp included, right? So
Yeah, I mean, we see, a new funding provider come to market almost every single week. I mean, we have like a running Slack channel internally of all of the new ones, and it's, the same thing for seller tools, whether they're PPC automation tools, inventory management tools, etc. It's a very competitive space, but again, the reason it's so competitive is because there's such a growing need as a result of the,
right, and with the advent of emergence, and I mean, a lot of people are entering this space, and whether you're at the beginner level or intermediate or power seller level, having these tools or these solutions for every stage of your business really helps, because the pain points are going to be different. The solutions that you need for your issues are going to be really different. And I think now more and more they're catering to every genre of the seller, and I think that's great.
Absolutely. So kind of continuing on this trend of growth enablement, but twisting a little bit more towards the advertising and cost per click space. In June of last year, Marketplace Pulse, great newsletter, by the way, published an analysis of Amazon advertising in 2020 and 2021. They found that the average cost per click is up 50% year over year. I think it's something like $1.33 now a click.
Yeah.
And that's the right number, right?
That's right.
Okay, and up something around 30% since the start of the year.
30%, yes, since the start, yeah.
So, again, thanks to more brands advertising on the platform, while the amount of ad real estate has remained relatively unchanged. In such a scenario, again, where you have, a very crowded marketplace with, again, the same amount of ad real estate and placement on the platform, how does a seller, Priyanka, ensure a competitive advantage given all of these circumstances and potential roadblocks?
This is such a largely discussed topic and commonly talked about topic. I mean, everyone's talking about this, the CPC rates, everyone's worried about that. And the best way for a seller to really stay ahead of the game on Amazon is definitely making their product more visible. So you can have the best product in your category, and if it's not discoverable, desirable, then it's really a wasted potential. So adding to that, Amazon PPC, as you mentioned, rightfully so, is a great business solution for sellers who are really looking to boost the sales of their product listings and increasing its visibility. Advertising is really not the first, it's not the first thing that people think about when anyone mentions Amazon. However, over the years, this retail giant has become a behemoth in the advertising space. And, why are people really considering using Amazon PPC, or really crowding to use this Amazon PPC? I think the answer is very simple, right? I mean, the ROI, return on investment. And who would understand it better than you, right? You're you're a funding company, you would know.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say I know everything. I learn
Everyone's
every
would.
single day, Priyanka. But it's super fascinating, right? It's again, obviously, we are constantly deploying capital of our own out to things like Google ads, Facebook ads to attract Amazon sellers to our platform. And again, it's super necessary, especially for these sponsored ads. It's
Yeah.
The interesting thing that I'm seeing is everybody, up until, again, this Amazon advertising business really took significant flight over the last like 18
Oh
months.
yeah, absolutely.
Everything was about, I need positive reviews, etc. And now it's like, I need more money to deploy more capital towards sponsored ads so I can stay on the first page of a listing.
Right. And I think running PPC campaigns is one of the easiest yet, like, to bring in sales, yet the most complicated one too. So it's more like a double-edged sword, so to speak. You can really leverage the campaigns to safeguard and retain the top ranks and really positions in Amazon searches over competitors who also run PPC campaigns. But also has a big drawback, I would say. It requires constant monitoring, adjustments to make it really effective for your business. In other words, you really need to spend a lot of time, optimizing your PPC campaigns, and time is really something that not many of us have the luxury to spend or spare, right? So I think it's a well-known fact that 6 out of 10 Amazon sellers would really struggle with sponsored product campaigns. So really creating and launching the campaign is easy. I would say the real trick really lies in optimizing it further with every iteration for improved visibility, efficiency, and performance in the marketplace.
Absolutely. Well, you couldn't have said it any better, Priyanka. One final question for you. One of the popular buzzwords, as again, I hinted at it earlier in this conversation, floating around the e-commerce space is automation. We use AI within our own business, but in your words, is business automation going to be the game changer that ensures Amazon seller, Shopify seller, Walmart seller success going forward?
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about it, right? The more e-commerce evolves, the easiest way for business to scale across platforms is by eliminating those repetitive, redundant tasks and focusing on strategies for growth and optimizing those efforts for scaling. So there are millions of sellers on any given platform, let alone not just like Amazon, right? Amazon has over 10 million sellers spanning over 12 global marketplaces. And so, I mean, all these numbers that you see, business automation is definitely going to be the next game changer. It's just with the goal of freeing up time and resources needed to really grow your business. Automating can help cut all the labor costs, improving order processing, efficiently handling customer relationships. It really helps many aspects of your business as possible. I would say one of the most important yet time-consuming part also, it requires you to monitor your bids, your keywords, optimize them regularly. It can be really daunting if you don't have just one product, but let's say you have a catalog or a multiple product portfolio, then the complexity of it is only rising, correct? Yeah. And advertisers now do look for Amazon PPC that offer automation capabilities to help them achieve their goals faster than ever before. And I would say that even SellerApp, right, we really concentrate our efforts on advertising automation, which allows you to save hours of manual effort and really direct your efforts in the areas of businesses like product research, inventory management, and other marketing activities. Using data-driven algorithms, our tool will also optimize those bids for you, harvest new keywords for you, and also add negative keywords, which means better ad positioning, lower A costs, and of course, increase in sales volume with a return on a higher return on your ad spend. So that's what everyone's looking to achieve. So I
Yeah,
think it
no,
goes without saying, right?
no, without question. And Priyanka, as you gave the high level overview of a seller app, I'm curious, for the payability audience listening, is there any sort of free code you might be able to include in this conversation for the base in regards to Amazon automation and whatnot?
Absolutely, absolutely. We do have something for you guys, all you guys watching this video. You click on Payability and you get 1 month free of the Pro plan on our platform. So check it out, guys, and you'll not be disappointed. It'll be great for your business.
Well, there you have it, guys. Priyanka from Seller App. Again, Seller App has been a partner of 4 years of Payability, and we're super just grateful that you were able to share your wonderful insights on the space with us here today. And again, really looking forward to at least 4 more years of partnership and
or more. Why only 4, right?
Well, no, I'm joking. Yeah, at least.
Yes, absolutely.
I should have said another 4 years of partnership, but
I know, right?
anyway, well,
Yes.
Priyanka,
I mean, it's been great. It's been great.
yeah, and enjoy the rest of your day. And again, to all the payability users out there, as well as e-commerce sellers that tuned in, please, again, if you're interested in Seller App, or again, tools that are geared towards automating your Amazon business, check out the code for that free promo below.